Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you one of the new functions inside of XPression 6.7 software, the ability to use secondary items and features in keyframing. I want to put together the basics of a pie chart, so I'm going to go ahead into my object library, and for my primitives, I'm going to choose a cylinder by clicking on it. That puts my cylinder on my viewport, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the length of my tube from 540 to 75. I'm going to change the diameter 1 setting to 350, and since they're locked in aspect, both of those will change. I'm going to go into transform. I'm going to change my Y rotation to 125. I'm going to change my Z to -20. And I've got the basics of a nice laid back cylinder which I could use in a pie chart. I'm going to go to materials. I'm going to click on tube, hold my shift key, then click on interface 2, and then once I do that they're all selected. Now I'm going to choose a material. I'm going to choose color red by double clicking on it. Now I have the basics of a cylinder that will be used for a pie chart, and the way that's going to work, I'm going to go back to my cylinder function. I'm going to change the end angle settings, so I'm going to spin that around. The smallest it'll go is 0.1. I'm going to go ahead and choose key. I'm going to choose secondary only, and I'm not going to use start angle, but instead I want to use my end angle. I'm going to set and close my keyframe. Now I'm going to move down my timeline a little bit. I'm going to move down to 40 frames. I'm going to change my end to 100. I'm going to choose key. End angle is still chosen. I'm going to do set and close. I'm going to rewind my animation. I'm going to click play, and look at that. I now have the ability to keyframe pie chart elements. What I want you to notice is this works for a lot of different things. For example, if I have a torus, I can add the torus in here. If I go to key, you can see that I have the ability to change the texture coordinates on the torus. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the torus here, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add a slab. If I go into the keyframe functions for a slab, I have the ability to keyframe the extrusion, the corner radiuses, the smoothings, things like that. I can also, for example, if I'm going to go in and I'm going to apply effects, let's say I'm going to apply a Gaussian blur. I'm going to go to effects down here so I can drop it in. Probably should go on my timeline, but you can see that I can put that in. And if I go back to keyframe, you can see that I have the ability to choose the Gaussian blur, duration, enable spread. So a lot of things have the ability now to be keyframed. So this is a feature that some of us have been looking for a while, and here it is.